Hello everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we're going to dive into an unbelievable story of love, betrayal, and courage, where a quiet morning turned into chaos, secrets came to light, and a simple house became the stage for an intense confrontation. If you find this story fascinating, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. A normally calm man finally decided he had reached his limit. A village chief ended up witnessing everything, and afterward, he said a single sentence that stunned the entire neighborhood. If you want to keep everything, then I'm not giving you anything. That one line cracked open a brand new conflict, and trust me, this is just the beginning. If you want to know how Thuy reacted after hearing those words, and why the village chief immediately warned Diep and Huyen to be careful, don't go anywhere. Remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next chapter. Today's story hits harder than the storm brewing outside. All right, let's begin. The afternoon breeze drifted across Diep's small courtyard, carrying with it the dry scent of old soil and the uneasy tension that always comes right before a storm. Huyen had just placed a basket of vegetables on the step when the metal gate suddenly clattered loudly, so sharp it made her flinch. Thuy walked in. Her dark red dress was jarringly bright against the simplicity of the home, and her cold, assessing gaze cut straight through both of them. She crossed her arms, slowly looked Huyen up and down, then turned her attention to Diep with a mocking curl of her lips. "Poor things," she said, "and they still think they have the luxury of falling in love. Ridiculous." The words stung, like an arrow straight to the chest. Diep clenched his fists, veins rising, his eyes burning with anger. "Don't think everyone is like you," he snapped. "You only care about money. You left me because I couldn't give you what you wanted." Thuy let out a cold, metallic laugh. "I left because I refused to live in misery. But look." She pointed directly at Huyen. "You're standing here as if you have a right to anything. We're not even divorced yet. Don't forget your place. If I don't approve, nothing happens." Huyen trembled with anger, but she stood her ground. She stepped forward, positioning herself in front of Diep. "You have no right to say that. You left with another man. You abandoned Diep, and now you want him to look at you again? We don't need your approval." Thuy's voice sharpened, her expression twisting. "So, you think you're brave now?" But Huyen didn't move, didn't blink. "He may be poor in money," she said, "but he's rich in love and kindness. We chose each other because of that. Whatever hardships come, we face them. And you already let him go. So let him go completely." The courtyard fell silent. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath. Then Diep stepped forward. Standing next to Huyen, he lifted his chin with a calmness he hadn't possessed before. "If you want the house, take it," he said. "We don't need anything of yours. The only thing we don't want is to keep seeing you." Thuy froze. The confidence she'd always worn like armor slowly cracked. She hadn't expected this man, who once stayed quiet and gentle no matter what, to challenge her. Huyen gently took Diep's hand. Her voice was soft but firm. "We chose each other, and we'll protect each other. You don't get to ruin that anymore." Thuy's breath hitched. For a moment, she didn't know if she was shaking from fury or from being cornered. She tightened her grip on her purse. turned sharply and stormed out. The gate slammed shut behind her. Silence settled over the courtyard. His heart pounded so loudly he could hear it in his ears. After a long moment, he exhaled shakily and whispered, "Were you scared?" Huyen looked at him, eyes shimmering, a small smile breaking through. "The only thing I'm afraid of is seeing you hurt. Nothing else scares me." He pulled her into his arms, holding her tightly. They didn't have much, but in that embrace, their love felt richer than anything Thuy could ever understand. But even after Thuy disappeared, the weight of her presence lingered, like a shadow that refused to leave. Huyen stood in the middle of the courtyard, still breathless from the confrontation. The bamboo rustled softly, but the calm only made the tension inside her chest worse. Dee squeezed her hand. "No," he said, voice firm. "We can't let this keep happening. Tonight, I'm going to see the village chief. He has to witness everything. If he steps in, she can't twist the story anymore." Fear flickered in Huyen's eyes, but she quickly hid it. She gently slipped her hand away. "I'll go prepare some firewood," she murmured. The stove went out. She walked to the back of the house, knelt by the small hearth, and relit the fire. The warm orange light danced on her face, but her eyes remained shadowed, full of thoughts she hadn't spoken aloud. Finally, she whispered, voice trembling, "I'm not afraid of Thuy. I'm not afraid of her threats." She swallowed hard. "What I'm truly afraid of is that one day you'll walk away too, and Maya and I will be alone." The words hit Doe like a blow. He knelt beside her, took her hands, and said gently, "Huyen, look at me." She lifted her eyes, red, teary, vulnerable. "I'll never leave you," he said. "Not you, not Maya, ever." Her sobs broke free, raw and quiet, as she clung to him. Their life might have been humble, fragile even, but their hearts had never been stronger. Day stood up. He knew what he had to do. He retrieved an old, worn folder containing everything, from proof that Thuy had abandoned the home 2 years ago, to documents showing her debts, to evidence of their separation. These yellowed papers were the only shield he had to protect the family he was trying to build. Before he left, he looked back at Huyen, tear-stained, exhausted, but steady. "I'm going to see the village chief," he said softly. "Wait for me." "I will," she replied, voice firm despite everything. "Go. I'm always with you." And with that, Dee stepped outside. The last rays of sunlight stretched long across the courtyard. His shadow looked lonely, but his steps were stronger than ever. The village road was washed in a soft golden glow as the sun dipped lower. Day walked quickly, almost running. His mind focused on a single thought. If the village chief doesn't step in, Thuy will never stop. When he reached the chief's house, the old wooden door opened with a gentle creak. The village chief stood there, gray hair, steady eyes, and the calm authority of someone who had seen far too many family conflicts. "What's wrong, son?" he asked. "You look troubled." Dee bowed deeply. "I'm here to ask for your help, sir. I need you to witness everything and help set things right. Thuy came back today. She threatened us again. I'm afraid she'll do something we can't handle." His voice cracked. He clutched the folder of documents like it was his lifeline. The chief watched him for a long, quiet moment. Behind his calm gaze was the understanding of a man who had witnessed decades of heartbreak in his community. Finally, He nodded. All right. Bring me all the documents tomorrow morning. I'll take care of it. I won't let anyone trample your family. Those words felt like a breath of fresh air, something firm to hold on to after a day of storms. Day bowed again, voice thick with gratitude. Thank you, sir. Thank you. The chief placed a hand on his shoulder, firm, grounding. Go home now. Don't make Huyen worry, and little Maya needs a peaceful home. If Thuy crosses the line, I'll stop her myself. The night wind picked up, carrying the chief's promise like a solemn oath carved in stone. Day walked back along the darkening path, his heart lighter, but completely aware that the real battle was only beginning. Morning in the village, mist hung low over the roofs. Roosters crowed in the distance, but the quiet felt heavy, like the air itself was waiting for something. Dee stood outside the chief's house holding the stack of documents. His hands were cold, not from the weather, but from anticipation. As soon as he knocked, the chief opened the door and gestured for him to come inside. But before Day could even take 3 steps into the room, clack, clack, clack. The sharp echo of high heels struck the cement path outside, each step hitting like a hammer. Thuy appeared. Her clothes were elegant, expensive even, but her face was pale and hollow, like someone who hadn't slept in days. Her eyes trembled slightly, just enough to betray the storm churning inside her. But the moment she saw Dee, she snapped back into her mask of arrogance. She crossed her arms and forced a smirk. So, you called me here to sign? I'll sign, if I feel like it. The village chief motioned for both of them to sit at the wooden table in the center of the room. The atmosphere was so tense, it felt like lightning could strike the moment someone breathed too loudly. The chief spoke first, voice calm but iron hard. I invited you both to settle things clearly today. You already agreed to the divorce. Now, we put it on paper. No more dragging this out. Thuy leaned back in her chair, acting as if she were participating in a game she had already won. I agreed, she said sweetly. But I have a condition. Dee frowned. What condition? She tapped her long fingernail on the table. I want all the land in both our names. Transfer everything to me, and I'll sign right now. Silence. The chief's face darkened. You want all the land? You left the village for 2 years. You contributed nothing. Thuy shrugged with exaggerated innocence. So what? My name is still on the papers. The law is the law. If he wants his divorce quickly, he has to give me the land. Simple. She glared straight at Diep. Well, do you want to live peacefully with your new woman? Or do you want to be stuck in this forever? Choose. Day's whole body trembled, not from fear, but from fury. He slammed his hands on the table, veins bulging. You left for years, he said, voice rising. I never asked you for anything. You lived however you wanted. I didn't say a word. But now you want the land. The only thing I have to take care of Maya? That's too much. Thuy shot to her feet, face burning red. I left? Don't twist things. I left because you were poor. She grabbed the folder and threw it onto the table so hard the papers scattered. And don't talk to me like you're innocent. Everyone knows you are nothing without me. The chief quickly raised his hand. Enough! Both of you calm down. But Thuy only grew louder, hysterical, desperate, spiraling. If you don't give me the land, I won't sign. You want to live with Huyen? Forget it. Over my dead body. Her voice cracked. Tears threatened to form, but they were tears of rage, not regret. Dee looked at her quietly. No anger now. No fear. Just a cold, final clarity. If that's your plan, he said slowly, if you want to use the land to chain me down. He placed his hand on the documents. Then I'm not giving you anything. Not the land. Not even a grain of soil. Thuy froze. Her lips parted in shock. What did you say? I said no. Then he straightened his back and continued, steady as stone. I'll go to court. I'll request a judgment stating that you abandoned your home, that you contributed nothing. I'll go to court 10 times if I have to. Better that than bow my head to you again. The village chief nodded firmly, almost proudly. I will testify for Dieu. You two built that land when you barely had enough to eat. No one can just take it away. Thuy stepped back. Her face twisted. Anger, disbelief, humiliation, all crashing together. You dare defy me? It's not defying you, Dieu said. It's the first time I've defended my life. He turned toward the chief. I'll bring the application tomorrow. I won't let someone like her ruin my future any longer. Thuy's voice shook violently. You'll regret this. You'll crawl back to me. Just watch. Dieu let out a small, painful laugh. I regretted it when I loved you, but today is the first time I'm not afraid of you anymore. The room went silent. A deep, heavy silence, like the moment right before an earthquake. Thuy looked at the two men, one who used to be under her control, now standing firm, and the other, a village chief who refused to bend. And for the first time, she realized her threats no longer meant anything. In a quiet village, Dieu and Huyen's peaceful life is shattered when Thuy, Dieu's former wife, returns with demands that threaten everything they have built. What starts as a tense confrontation in their courtyard quickly escalates into a battle of wills, exposing long-buried secrets, old debts, and the courage of two people determined to protect their love. Dieu, once quiet and passive, finds a strength he never knew he had, standing up to Thuy and setting firm boundaries, while Huyen supports him with unwavering resolve. With the village chief now involved, the stakes are higher than ever. Legal battles, hidden intentions, and unexpected twists are about to unfold. But the question remains, can love and integrity survive when greed and past betrayals come crashing back into their lives? The answer is coming, and it's more shocking than anyone could imagine.